Greetings and thank you for tuning in to My Journey with Paula G. We'd like to thank our underwriters, Creek Dental Incorporated, The Good Acting Studio in Mario Good, My Coffee Shop in East Lake, Dr. Paul and Marcia Kelly, PTI Bible College, and Survival Radio Network, Clicks Photography and Clark Garrison, Lusu Designs with Brandon Sampson, and Positive Power Double Side Christian Media, and Jerry Rose Live Worldwide, and Doozy African Clothing. We hope you enjoy this presentation and embrace the journey with Paula G.
Come on, put your hands together. Everybody got that joy deep down inside of you. Let me see you put your hands on it. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. Oh,
This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This joy that I have,
the world
didn't give it to me.
didn't give it to me.
Didn't give it,
Hey,
can't take it away.
come on, y'all. Put your hands together. A clap of if you love the Lord. And you ought to show some sign. Here we go. Listen. This love that I have, the world didn't give it to me. Oh,
Love that I have,
hey,
the world didn't give it to me. This love that I have,
yeah. I say the world didn't give it to me.
didn't give it.
Hey, yeah. Oh, hey, this peace that I have, the world didn't give it to me. Oh,
Peace that I have,
the world,
world didn't give it to me.
you can't have it.
This peace that I have,
The world,
didn't give it.
I say the world didn't give it to me.
Didn't give it, can't take it
Here we
away.
go. Come on, y'all. I know if you're really feeling this thing here, I need to see you put your hands together and do it like you really mean it. Listen, this joy that I had.
This joy that I have,
Come on, to say the world didn't give it. This joy that I had.
this joy that I have,
Ooh, yeah.
can't take it away.
This
This
joy.
joy that I have,
Come on, to say the world didn't give it.
world didn't give it.
This joy.
This joy that I have,
Yeah. Hey. Come on right here. Say the world can't take it away.
world can't take it
The
away.
world can't take it away. Come on, say the world can't take it away.
This
Hey.
joy that I have,
Ooh, yeah. Hey.
world didn't give it.
You can't have it. Can't have my joy. Come on.
World can't take it
This
away.
joy,
This joy that
my
I have,
peace, my happiness. Oh, hey. My joy, my peace, my happiness. Come on, everybody say the world can't take it away.
can't take
I
it
say the
away.
world can't take it away.
Can't take it
No,
away.
no, 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 no.
Can't take it away. This
Oh,
joy that I have,
this joy,
the world didn't give it.
you can't
This
have
joy
it.
that I have,
This joy, y'all.
world can't take it away. This joy that I have,
Say the world didn't give it.
the world didn't
I'm
give it.
getting it from the Lord. Hey, I'm taking back everything the devil stole.
Can't take
I
it
said the
away.
world can't take it away.
Can't take
I
it
said the
away.
world can't take it away.
Can't take
I
it
said the
away.
world can't take it away.
Take it away.
Come on, come on. Everybody clap them hands. Clap them if you love the Lord. Put your hands together. And let me see you do your dance. Hey.
Welcome to My Journey with Paula G. I am Paula G, and this season is coming to you from Atlanta, Georgia. Positive Power 21 and Paula G Unlimited have teamed up to produce this show this season from Atlanta. So we're so very appreciative of all of those right here in the Atlanta area that have helped to make this happen. And we want to thank our newest underwriters, Creekside Dental and the Good Acting Studio, for their support. Now, before I introduce my guest, I want to give you your inspirational word of encouragement from one of our supporters today. And this comes from Denny Jenkins. And Mr. Jenkins is encouraging us to trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not to your own understanding, because it will surely get us in trouble. Acknowledge him in all your ways. He will direct your path. So trust in him. With what we see in front of us sometimes can be discouraging. We may feel defeated, but we've got to trust in the Lord. Lean not on our understanding. We can't lean on that. He will direct our path. So I hope that has encouraged you today. And today, my guest is a young lady who is a minister. She's a minister. She's an inspirational speaker. She's a life coach. She's an author. She's my sister in radio. She's a media personality. I'm my sister an actress in acting as well. She's an actress, and she's written a book, and we're going to talk about that book in a little bit. Welcome, Shalonda Williams, to My Journey with Paula G. How are you?
Hey! How are you, Paula?
I am fabulous. I am fabulous. This has been and continues to be an awesome journey, so I'm so happy to have you on the journey with us. Tell us how you've had a journey, and I've heard your story, just some of it, just a teeny weeny bit of it. I've heard some of it, but tell us a bit about how your journey into ministry.
Oh man, that's a
Cliff Notes version.
right, and it has to be that because the journey is there's so much to it. I guess in general, God allows us to go through it so that the ministry is sure, right?
Exactly.
And it's not like cookie cutter for everybody.
Right.
And so ministry came about for me. I am a PK. I did not grow up with my biological father. However, I am every bit of him, right? And I remember when God told me, when he said, you'll carry the torch of your ancestors, and that's kind of intimidating because you're like, especially when you know the type of shoes they walked in, right? And I was very like, okay, God, what do you mean? I think I'll do the inspirational speaker part. I'll be the motivational speaker. I'll be all those different things. And God says, no, like there's so much more for you. And so he took everything that I've gone through, everything that I lived through, the homelessness, all the children out of wedlock, all the different things I did, the promiscuity, the everything. And he created a testimony, and that testimony became ministry. And so I've been ordained a minister for years. I am an ordained and consecrated prophet, and that all of that in itself is just super amazing, and God never ceases to amaze me with it.
Wow. And you're also an inspirational speaker. Now, I always hear motivational speaker or even transformational speaker, but inspirational speaker.
Yeah, I tried that. I did the motivational speaker thing because before God gave me Love Walk Outreach as a ministry name, it was Love Walk Motivation Services. And so I tried to mask the whole ministry thing, right? Like, no, I'm gonna do the motivational thing. And so when I got into ministry, it had to shift a little bit. It wasn't just about motivating you to make you think that everything that you do is okay and everything is going to be okay. This is not 3 steps to being a better you, and there's no God in it. And we know that the word is called the inspired word of God, right? And so when we're speaking inspirationally, we're speaking without disregarding the fact that he's a part of that. You know, you can be motivated, but if he's not in it, then it's nothing. You know what I mean? So inspirational instead of motivational is just, I guess, the words you choose to use, but there's always a meaning behind that.
Yeah, because I always say that words have power, and,
They do.
and how you use the words and what your intention is really can determine the outcome.
Right.
As you use those words. So, minister, inspirational speaker, you've taken us through that journey, a life coach as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I was certified back in 2010. You know what's interesting, Paula? Somebody asked me, you know, people ask questions all the time, like, who are you outside of this and outside of being a prophet, outside of being a coach?
Yes.
And I always tell people, I'm not anybody outside of that. That's a part of who I am. I've always been that.
Right.
And then I found a name for it. I've always been those things.
You've always been those things, and you found a name.
Found a name for it. Even as a prophet, I've always been that person. And then God revealed that this is the name for that. And as a coach, you know, I was the little girl sitting in class at first grade, second grade, having people come and confide and say, "What you think about this?" Yeah, I'm writing love letters for people.
In second grade.
Yeah, right. I mean, even to the point of drawing pictures. Oh, I got in trouble so bad.
But you did.
But I was that girl. I was the one that everybody was always coming to. And then I became an adult. And then they got a certification program for it. Because I was like, I'm going to be a counselor. I'm going to be a psychologist. All of these different things that you begin. But then I was like, you know, I love the Lord. I don't want to diagnose people with stuff that I can't pronounce. And so then the title of a life coach.
Stuff you can't pronounce.
Yeah, but I mean, then the life coach thing showed up, and I was like, God, that's who I've already been.
Yeah.
So now it's a name for it. So yeah, I'm not Shalonda outside of being a prophet. I'm not Shalonda outside of being a coach. I'm not Shalonda outside of being a speaker. These are things that have been embedded in me and things I've been using for years. So now Shalonda knows who she is completely, and there's a name for it.
So how does all of that, how does all that influence your acting career?
Again, I'm not any of those things, right, outside of who I've already been. And I think that acting is an inspirational situation. In other words, I don't have to pretend like I'm somebody that I'm not, but I can take who I am, put it into what they consider to be acting, and still be inspirational to people, right? And so I think about acting as one of those tools. You know, God, you're going to lead me to the right role. Right. And when you lead me to the right role, and I could put on this little persona and act like this, or act like the girl from the hood, or act like the grandmother from up the block, or whatever. But the message, right? The message in it, yes. The message still has to get across. I thought about the fact that I want to be in roles that are Christian-based, but I want to tell real stories. You know what I mean? Yes, we have Christian movies, and they do the small, like, I ain't gonna say small stuff, but they do the pretty Christian movies. You know, this is how you got to God, and this is what you do with this and this. No, let's talk about some gutter stuff. Let's talk about the stuff that they really deal with. Let's talk about mental illness. Let's talk about mental health. Let's talk about how she was the prostitute. Let's talk about how he was the drug addict, and then let's show them how Christ has come in and changed the entire situation. You may have a curse word or two in that movie. You know why? Because they were cursing. When it happened. When they went off, they wasn't using pretty words to cater to those who are watching. No, this is real life. And coming to Christ is a real story. And there's something that there's something that changes when you meet him. And so if we can we might be acting in this role, but this is real. It's transformation. It's real. It's transformation.
And it's all part of that journey, which we are going to continue. We're going to take a break. And when we come back, we're going to continue this conversation with minister, inspirational speaker, life coach, author, media personality. We've only gotten through half of this. Media personality, actress, and we're going to talk about this book and talk about a little bit about Love Walk Outreach. Ladies and gentlemen, each and every week we bring you powerful testimonies from individuals who are walking this journey in life. They're sharing their journey, they're sharing their ministry, but they're sharing some of the challenges that they have as well. Stay tuned. This is My Journey with Paula G.
Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forever. He is the reason why we live, we breathe, we move, we have our being. Everything that we are is only because of everything that he's done, everything that he is, and everything that he's yet doing.
Hello, I am Minister John E. Ross.
Remember now, thy Creator, in the
come night, nor the years draw nigh. Thou should have no pleasure in them. Jesus is gone and while you're young, he's soon to come. It's never too late. What you give in your life today? Do you remember?
Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth. Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth.
While the evil days come night, nor the years draw nigh, and thou shalt have no pleasure in them. Jesus is gone and while you're young, he is soon to come. It's never too late. What you give in life today? Won't you remember?
Thy Creator in the days of thy youth. Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth.
Christ on your side, you can make it. 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 Hey.
With Christ on your side, you can make it.
Welcome back to My Journey with Paula G. We are here with Shalonda Williams, minister, inspirational speaker, life coach, author, media personality, actress. She does it all. And she was sharing with us a bit of her journey prior to the break, and you mentioned Love Walk Outreach. Tell us just a little bit about that.
Oh man, a Love Walk Outreach again. Like I said, I tried to mask it as a motivational business, as a life coach and all those different things. And then God says, no, I called you to full-time ministry, and that's what I need you to do. And everything about me, God has already said it was supposed to be love-based. I mean, in every situation and circumstance, dealing with people, dealing with life has always led back to love, always led back to how do you treat individuals when they do this, when they do that, when they're not what everybody thinks they should be, when they're unlovable. You know, how do you stand through that? And I need you to live it. I need you to show people how to be that. And then here's this ministry. Love walking and outreaching, even when they don't look the part. Even when, listen, when I went through homelessness, and I'll tell you this much, a part of what God wanted me to do with Love Walk Outreach is to reach out to homeless individuals. And I went through a bout of that. And I had to sit in the place where we ate dinner and lunch with people who haven't bathed in weeks, who haven't combed their hair, who didn't look the part, you know? And have you ever hugged a homeless man that hasn't bathed in weeks? Have you ever had a conversation with one? And so God began to, when I say love, he really, really meant that thing. I mean, from letting people into my home, having little brawls with them, I mean literal fights, and still loving them afterwards, having a 10-minute break and going back to trying to understand where their heart and their mind is. So that ministry is really birthed out of God saying, I want you not only to name it that, but you need to live it. Yeah, how can you outreach with something that you've never experienced before?
And I think that's so powerful, because we have so many guests that come on and have been through some seemingly, well, I shouldn't say seemingly, no, have been through unimaginable circumstances, you know, certain really difficult circumstances. But God has brought them through those circumstances, and then they're able to reach back and help others who are in those same,
and that's ministry,
same circumstances. Now, you know, from judging from the title of your book, it had not always been an easy path, because you've been through some challenges yourself as you have been through this journey of writing this book. No, did I say it right? I'm not okay. Excuse me while I'm at. That's the title of the book.
No, I'm not okay.
Not okay.
Don't forget the 3 W's.
No, I'm not okay.
Right.
Excuse me while I unmask.
Yeah.
That title was just, nah.
Wait till you see the book cover. I'm not good. You know what? That book, and I'm going to tell you, it really is birthed out of this whole journey, right? I remember being the girl after being really promiscuous, saying, God, if you don't let me be pregnant this time, I'll do right. I'll make sure I get it all together. I won't disappoint you this time. You know, 5 children out of wedlock, 1 child in, that's it. And living through being the one that you might just walk into the church service next week and 10 eyes, 10 sets of eyes turn around and look at you and can remember what you look like without any clothes on. And then somebody's waiting for you at the service to say, hey, you know, you want to go to, and you're really laying it all at the altar and saying, God, I don't want to be that girl anymore. So I got to the point of I'm very transparent in my ministry when I'm Facebook Live and when I'm doing things. I have no problem with sharing who I am with people and saying that, listen, if we don't get to the point where we can say, no, I'm not good today. How you doing? Blessed and highly favored. No,
I ain't good.
no.
No.
I'm not good today.
Right.
Today I feel like the weight of the world is on my shoulders. Today I feel like I can't carry another load. Today I feel like if one more person say something to me to try to get me to say something that's totally out of my character, try to make me conform to what they want me to be, trying to be the people pleaser, trying to make sure that everybody is good but myself. If one more person tries to dictate for Shalonda who Shalonda is. Oh no, you ain't no inspirational treasure. You this and you that and you've done this. And you if
Speaking
one
negative.
more person, I'm probably gonna snap on you. No, I'm not okay. I'm living and watching many of the men and women in the gospel. You know, we hearing in the news about them sitting behind their desk and blowing their heads off and saying, I just can't take it anymore. Life is just too much. It's just too much. I don't want to be in that place, Paula. I want to be able to say, today I'm not good. Give me 5 minutes. Today I'm not happy with my kids and they probably not happy with me. Give me 10 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, I want to be able to go and sit at the conference and be able to receive and be delivered and be set free and cry and scream if I want to. No, I'm not okay today. I've been through some stuff. I've been that girl. And so, no, I'm not the glamorous, you know, the TV personality or radio personality that's going to make it seem like everything is peaches and cream every day. Let me unmask. What's behind here? You know, and when you remove that mask, all you see is a person that's been suffocating and it just needs to be exposed. Why are we still living in this place, Paula, where we as believers can't be honest and can't be real and can't say, today I just don't feel like it? I went live a little while ago and I told the people, I said, I'm going to be honest with y'all. When God told me to stand and then he told me to share it with you, I didn't want to. I didn't want to come on here today because I didn't want you to see in my eyes that I'm hurting and I'm upset about the trials and the tribulations that I'm facing. And while everybody else is going through what they're going through and I'm celebrating with everybody else, I just want this season to be done. Endure, go through. You strong, you stand. I am. But today, I'm not okay.
Right. And I need a break. And I need you to be okay with me.
With me not being okay. Yeah.
And I think that is so real because, like you said, these masks that we put on because we don't want certain people to think certain things
Suffocating
about
us.
Yes, and it just, you're trying to breathe. So I applaud you for doing that and just embracing that because it's really your fight, it's really your battle to get to the next level. To be able to get to the next level and be able to walk into who Shalonda feels comfortable being.
Exactly.
We all are on this journey in life and we all have different journeys and there's a purpose for each of our journeys. So in the couple minutes or so that we have left, or minute or so that we have left, I want you to reach out and encourage someone who is on a similar journey as yours. Give them a word of who have just heard you and say, sis, I know what you're talking about. I feel you. I'm there. You know.
I could say to you to be strong, stand, don't fall, don't be weak. And here's the truth, right? If we're never weak, then when does God's strength, when does his strength become perfect? The Bible says that his strength is made perfect in our weakness. So if you're always strong, when is he strong? One thing that I've learned on this journey is that if you do not allow yourself to have a moment to say, I'm just not okay, then God can't be God.
Right.
God can't be God. So allow God to be God. Be strong. And I mean, listen, I'm not telling you to be weak to the point where you never get up and fight for yourself or you fight the principalities or the powers or the wickedness in high places. But I'm telling you that there is a time where you can be weak and let God be God. Lay your head on his lap and just rest. It's okay to take the mask off. Stop suffocating yourself.
And tell the audience how they can keep up with you. Thank you for that. Thank you for sharing that.
Keep up with me on Instagram at Inspirational Treasure. Don't put the I in front of that. Keep up with me on Facebook at Inspirational Treasure.
With no I.
And with no I. And then find out more information about me at my website, theinspirationaltreasure.com. Put the I on that one. theinspirationaltreasure.com. Please follow.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for sharing your journey. Thank you for joining us on My Journey with Paula G.
Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy will come in the morning. Trials will come, but they will go. Remember, joy will.
Greetings and thank you for tuning in to My Journey with Paula G. We'd like to thank our underwriters, Creek Dental Incorporated, The Good Acting Studio in Mario Good, My Coffee Shop in East Lake, Dr. Paul and Marcia Kelly, PTI Bible College, and Survival Radio Network, Clicks Photography and Clark Garrison, Lusu Designs with Brandon Sampson, and Positive Power Double Side Christian Media, and Jerry Rose Live Worldwide, and Doozy African Clothing. We hope you enjoyed this presentation and embrace the journey with Paula G.